reviewing Project Blue on the NES. It's a beta or a hack, one of them. I just beat this game. It took me 2 days to beat it. It's a short game. You can beat under 40 minutes, but the game's so long. The game makes it's longer because you die a lot. It's easy to die in this game, but it's not really the longest game. You can beat in 40 minutes if you like get through it without dying once, but it's not many have done that. The game's so long. I mean, for that reason, it's so long because you die, and you've got unlimited continues, fortunately. But it takes, even though it's a short game, you can beat in under 40 minutes. It still takes long to beat because the game's really hard. I mean, it's so easy to die in a game. I mean, fortunately there's checkpoints, but when you're near the end of a level and you die and you've got to start from the last checkpoint again, which can be 10 minutes back, it can be annoying. That. Not a lot go on about this game. It's a great game. I don't think it's that great a game. I mean, I've just beat it for the first time. I give it a 5 out of 10. I mean, average. I mean, it's the thing that pisses me off about it the most is poor controls. I mean, like spikes are instant death. But I've sworn more than 10 times in this game when I played, I should have made the jump, and I don't, and I land in the spike. Or I press jump and it doesn't register. I mean, I know it's a beta, so you've got to let them get away with it, but it's still poor, that. And I don't like the fact that there's enemies in the game that you can't harm, but they can harm you. I mean, you've just got to find a way to get through them without getting hit, which is hard to do. But the fact they do that, I mean, have enemies in the game that you can't harm but can harm you, I mean, that's pathetic. But yeah, like, it's a game gets mixed reviews. Some people, I've seen one other YouTuber say it's a bad game, but most of the others said it's a good game, but I'd say it's average. I mean, I got this game from the USA for about $30, but sadly, I think I've overpaid for this game. I mean, I've lost that money. I'm not going to get it back. I beat this game. I beat it today for the first time, and the final boss is obviously the hardest boss in the game because he takes more hits, and that boss, I swore, took me about 4 hours to beat. But the only saving grace about this game is you've got unlimited continues. But it's not the difficulty that pisses me off. I'm not a fan of the game. It's the fact that poor controls. Like I said, where you press jump, it doesn't register, and when it does, your jump does register. Sometimes you miss the platform and fall into a spike when you shouldn't. I mean, I'm not a fan of games like that. There's worse games than this, even though it's just a beta or a hack, but it's not the greatest game. I'd give it a 5 out of 10. The plot of the game, I'm not really sure. I mean, my version's in Japanese, you see, so I couldn't read the story or the manual or the text in Japanese. You're some geezer, some kid or something. He looks like, the character you're controlling looks like Montana Max out of Tiny Toon Adventures. I know it's not him, but he looks like Montana Max. He reminds me of Montana Max. Looks like a kid you're controlling. You have a gun, kind of, and you kill enemies and avoid enemies you can't harm and fight the boss. And all the time it seems like a tank you're fighting that you've just got to shoot and avoid its obstacles, and the final, it just goes on, and sometimes there's a mid-boss, and the final boss obviously has a shield around it, a circle shield, which is hard to hit, and that takes more hits, but all the bosses seem the same apart from that, except the final boss, it takes more hits, but they all look the same, look like it's an enemy in like a tank, and you shoot and then you beat the game and it says the end and then that's it. So yeah, I give this game a 5 out of 10. I know others have said it's a great game, really fun, but I don't think so. I think I've overpaid for this game. I beat it, but I'll never play this game again. I'll put it away with the rest of my NES games, but I'll never pick this game up again. So would I recommend the game? Yeah, give it one go like I did, but never play it again. That's my opinion. Other YouTubers like the game and may give it more better than what I did. I'd give it a 5. They may give it more better views than I do. Anyway, thanks. That's my opinion. 5 out of 10.